Good evening and welcome to FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series tonight. My name is Takato Timmerman and welcome to the Phoenix 150 right here in Phoenix Raceway. As we get started, we got about 3 minutes left of tonight's practice session. Let's go into some racetrack information. So tonight we are at Phoenix Raceway. We are located in Avondale, Arizona. It was opened up in 1964 with a length of 1.02 miles. Some notables, the turns 1 and 2 are banked at 11 degrees. Turns 3 and 4 are 9 degrees and 11 degrees for the dog leg. Some more things about the Phoenix Raceway. Races were held here between 1996 and 2005 and 2016 through 2018. Tony Kanin has track records from 2016 in the DW12 with 70 laps or a 45-minute race. Tonight's race we will have actually that might be that race, he had a competition caution at lap 30. Let's take a look at our schedule, not our schedule, but our standings after 5 races. And I would like to apologize. I was unable to stream the race last 2 weeks ago, as I had power issues over here with power fluctuating in and out. And with the power fluctuating, I wasn't able to stream. So I'd like to apologize, and with that, I would like to give you guys the results of the Michigan International Speedway race. In first place, we had Lucas Puntarelli. Second place, we had Erik Richardson. Third place, Greg Hammond. Fourth place, Derek Booker. Fifth place, Bill Cawley II. Sixth place, Brian McKinney. Seventh place, Mark Fish. Eighth place, Ian Miller. And in ninth place, Eric Mattingly. So that is the results for the last race, and with those last race results, we can see there on the screen, we have our updated standings, our updated Season 4 standings after 5 races, with Lucas Puntarelli taking the lead with 194 points, Ian Miller in second with 178, Derek Booker with 174, Bill Cawley II with 152, Erik Richardson with 151 points, Brian McKinney with 139, and Eric Mattingly with 114. DJ Fluck with 112, Greg Hammond with 87, Dale Mickelson with 78, Gabe Rogers with 76, Mark Fish with 68, Drake Carty with 35, Jax Milan with 27, and Austin Johnson with 20. Tonight will be a good race. It'll be chaos if what's been happening with a lot of these drivers have been driving during the practice, and with what some of the with the chat going off and explaining that tonight's race may be a little chaotic would be the best way to put it. As tonight is race number 6, let's take a look at our schedule and see what we have coming up next. So today, September 10th, 2024, we are at Phoenix with 150 laps here. Next week, we will be at Long Beach with 50 laps. That, I believe, is a road course. Then we'll be back in Nashville the week after, and then Kansas. And then to finish off the Season 4, we will be in Indianapolis. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch, and hopefully no power issues. Let me knock on some wood real quickly and hope for the best here. Again, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. This is FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series. This is the Phoenix 150, and it is brought you. This race is presented by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy focuses on 4 product lines: hydration, energy, shake, and extreme, their pre-workout line. They are a gaming company at heart and offer high-quality products as an alternative to traditional sugary energy drinks. Check out the product line, and don't forget to use our promo code FRRacingOnline. Save 10% using our promo code. We'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Wednesday Night Dash crew. The next Wednesday night dash race will be tomorrow, September 11th, at the Circuit of the Americas. Race is called the Texas Grand Prix, and they'll be racing 15 laps. So keep an eye out for that. That will be right here on Stadium Scene TV with the green flag waving at 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, it looks like the drivers are going under qualification. They will have 2 laps to qualify, and they have about 5 minutes to do so. So we will see what the grid will line up to be once qualifying is over. And a quick shout out again to our GT schedule and our endurance schedule. Did you know we host a monthly free GT style race on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time? If you want to work on your GT race or prep for an iRacing official event, join the FR Racing Discord via the link in the video description and let them know you're here for the GT race. These 45 and 90-minute sprint events are broadcasted right here on Stadium Scene TV. Last week, or on Labor Day weekend, on August 31st, we did have our Indy race, but our September one has not yet been announced, or what the date's going to be, or where it's going to be located at. So keep an eye out for that. If you're interested, please join us on our Discord and let us know that you're interested in the GT events. We look forward to seeing you there. So in tonight's race, let's take a look at some of the things to look out for as we wait about 2.5 minutes until qualifying is over. The Phoenix 150, what to watch out for. So there's 150 laps. The fuel window will be between laps 55 and 63. Don't know how much fuel saving we'll see here tonight. We're looking at least 2 stops. We'll probably potentially see some more. Qualifying, as I said earlier, is 2 laps. There will be cautions out there, so if there is an incident that affects the race line or spills onto the racetrack, there will be a caution flag out for that. And for the cautions, there are lucky dogs, which will allow a driver that's a lap down to unlap themselves and to be 1 lap closer to the leader. There will be 1 green flag, white flag, and checkered flag. Last race at Michigan, it was our first race with a green, white, and checkered flag with no cautions. So will we see a repeat of that here tonight? To be determined. Our previous winner is Erik Richardson here on Season 2 of Indy Racing World Series. So let's keep an eye out for and see who comes out on top here tonight. Some tidbits of information that I received is that tonight's race could be described as chaotic. Just based off of how I'll pull up the racetrack info again, but you can see how it's an interestingly shaped, not oval, but circle, some kind of shape. I'm not sure what to call it. It's not quite an oval. It's an interesting way to kind of, draw a circle, but it makes racing interesting. Racing under the lights tonight, which means it's going to be cooler. As many of you know, the heat wave out in the West Coast and the Southwest area of the U.S. has been hot, insanely hot. So this should cool off the track temps, which means more grip. But because it's hot, tire wear could potentially be more aggressive and become an issue. And cars overheating could also be a big issue for tonight's race. All cars will likely stop twice, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies they use. Will they split it into thirds? Will they run long and then run short at the end? And cautions could play a big factor in tonight's race. And it looks like qualifying is over. So let's see what the grid turns out to be. As they are all gridding right now, we'll pull up the grid. Looks like Ian Miller will be leading us off tonight. And then DJ Fluck, Eric Mattingly in 3rd, Erik Richardson in 4th, Lucas Puntarelli in 5th, Derek Booker in 6th, Mark Fish in 7th, Greg Hammond in 8th, and Brian McKinney in 9th. It looks like all the cars are starting to grid up here. Get our ticker out right now. And let's keep an eye out for all these drivers. And I would like to say it is great to have everyone here tonight. Thank you for joining us here on a nice, beautiful Tuesday night here in Phoenix. I know it's been hot and it's been toasty, but let's hope for a good race here tonight as we wait for all the drivers to load in. I'm not sure who we are waiting for. I think we got a couple more drivers left. And we will drag in one of the drivers to join the broadcast. Let's get our lead driver Ian Miller into the booth. Once they get started, let's wait for them to get started first before I drag him in. So it's not too confusing. Oh, there we go. As the pace cars are off, let me bring Ian Miller in. Hey Ian, this is the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, yeah, I do.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well.
Are you excited for tonight's race?
Yeah, I'm feeling good here.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, good luck to you tonight. Any plans of attack for tonight's race?
Win.
I like it. Well, good luck, and I hope you do an awesome job.
Thank you.
And that was Ian Miller in the number 48 car. As you can see there, he is leading the race tonight. As we enter into turn 3. As you can see on the wall there, it's nice because it's actually painted on the wall. And we will enter into the line, and they are a go. Clean start off of the the green flag. As it looks like, we got a little bit of an incident there between Derek Booker and looked like DJ Fluck. Let's do a quick replay here and see what we can see. If we can see what happened. The pace car's out. Lap 1 caution. Probably won't affect anyone's race too badly, but I'm not sure why it's not working here. The replay. I'm sorry, technical difficulties here. A little too far. Let's see. As we see DJ Fluck there in the restart. As they get going. Let's see if we can get a good view this way of Fluck in the 88 car. As you see Booker on his left. It looks like DJ ran into Booker there and unfortunately got on top of Booker. So small incident to start us off for tonight's race. So we'll go back live to the broadcast as we see Booker and DJ in the pits. We'll get our race ticker back on to see the top 4 and as we can see, Miller, Mattingly, Puntarelli, and Richardson will be leading us off in the top 4. But a small incident to start off the race. Will that be a sign of things to come in the next 147 laps, if I can do my math correctly? To be determined. I'm not sure why that happened. We'll hop back on board with the leader of Ian Miller. Looks like he was, I think most of the leaders were able to get away unscathed. I believe there are one fast repairs for all these drivers, like always. And unfortunately, just based off of how the track is kind of laid out, looks like actually Booker was able to get out with, I guess, not too many issues, but DJ Fluck and Greg Hammond will be 2 laps down. Hammond's 2 laps down. He may have started late. Not quite sure. And DJ Fluck looks like he is still in the pits. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks like he's still in the pits, and he will start 3 laps down. I'm not sure if he's using his fast repair or if he's stuck in the pits. But we will have a restart very shortly. And let's see, we'll keep an eye out for the pace car and see when they go into... Oh, and there goes the pace car into the pits. And we will see a restart as they pass the Geico restart zone. Ian Miller will be leading us off, with Mattingly following close behind, and Puntarelli and Richardson as our top 4. And and now we enter turn 3 and should be entering the Geico restart zone soon. And there we go. Green flag is waving. Miller gets a great jump, separates himself from the rest of the pack. And looks like Miller is able to get a big lead. Gets a 7/10 of a second of a lead in front of Mattingly, the number 23 car. So you see Mattingly in his Lego livery. Like to see that. As I said earlier, the tire wear will be interesting. And it'll also be interesting to keep an eye out for any engine issues, which I don't think we've seen so far in any of the races. As we're keeping an eye out for Lucas Puntarelli. This is a relatively short track with 1.02 miles. It is a lot of action. Might be a little dizzy watching it on from one TV view, so we may change it up a little bit. Try to prevent anyone from getting motion sick. Potentially me, from just intensely staring at the screen. But it looks like Miller has got a great lead. He's leading by 1.1 second as of right now. It looks like there is a close race between second, third, and fourth. Although they are starting to spread out a little bit. They're still within the camera pane. As you see Mattingly, then Puntarelli, then Richardson follow close behind. And it looks like Derek Booker is in the pits now. So we'll keep an eye out on him and see how long, on if he'll come out soon. And if that will change any of the racing for any of these drivers. As we know from all of the past races, lap traffic does make a slight difference. It can mean one driver finishing in the top 3 and another driver not finishing in the top 3. So something to keep an eye out for. Let's hop on board with Erik Richardson and see how he's doing. Richardson in the number 13 car tonight. It's got a nice gray USAF livery. Let's see who the current fastest lap belongs to. Currently belongs to Ian Miller, the number 48 car, with a 19.337. Looks like there's a little bit of movement between second and third place. Let's go ahead and hop on board. As we can see, Lucas Puntarelli has taken second place away from Eric Mattingly. But with them going back and forth between the two drivers, has allowed Erik Richardson to catch up to these two drivers. Potentially take away a position, as Erik Richardson has taken third place. And now Eric Mattingly sits in fourth. We'll see if this battle going back and forth will allow Lucas Puntarelli to run away with second place. And as these three drivers fight out for second place, we see Ian Miller running away with the race, leading by 2.3 seconds. A very big gap tonight. Start us off. In fifth place, we have Mark Fish in the number 42 car. He's got his Visa livery. Looks nice and rainbow colored. And right behind him, he's got Brian McKinney. A nice orange, white, and blue paint scheme on his car. It's a little too quick to see what... I can't follow. And then right behind him, we have DJ Fluck, who was unfortunately caught up in that incident and is currently 2 laps down. Right now on the ticker, I do have the interval instead of the gap. So the interval will show that how much space is in front of the car in front of them, and the position in front of them, and not actually the car in front. And it looks like we've got a pretty good race so far tonight. We are currently on lap 22 of 150. Got another 128 laps to go. Quick math right there. I hope everyone's having a good night so far and having a great week. I know we had Labor Day weekend about 2 weeks ago. It's been a little warm recently. Looks like fall might be in the air until you're in the southwest region, and then not quite fall anymore. Ooh, as we see Brian McKinney kind of cut it close into the apron, and almost looks like he almost took himself out there. Luckily, he was able to save himself. Let's hop on board with Greg Hammond. He's got a nice DHL livery, it looks like. Number 66 car. Like a midnight paint scheme. I like those colors. They look really cool. Anyhow, it looks like there's a pretty close race between Lucas Puntarelli and Erik Richardson. Puntarelli in the number 85 car is currently in second place, as Erik Richardson in the number 13 car is sitting in third. Looks like these two were able to shake Eric Mattingly and leave him behind with a 4.3 second gap between Richardson and Mattingly. Let's go ahead, hop on board with Richardson here. Looks like we can't see the coolant temperature on his display there on his steering wheel. We can see he's just staying in 6th gear as he slowly chases down Puntarelli. Looking at 0.4 of a second between these two drivers right now. All the drivers in the top 6 have stayed out and haven't gone into the pits for fresh tires or fuel. They will need to go in between lap 55 and 63. And it looks like the cautions are out. Ooh, oh no. Let's take a look and see if we can see what happened here. We're on board with Ian Miller as we see potentially see what happened here. On lap 29, it looks like. We did a replay of about 30 seconds. Oh no, it looks like Booker in the number 5 car spun out and ran into Ian Miller. And it looks like Ian Miller was able. It looks like he is going to limp it back into the pits. Oh wow, the pits were right there for him. So he was able to hopefully limp back to the pits and get a fast repair out and come back and join the race. As we see him still in the pits. And we do have a new race leader of Lucas Puntarelli in his red Lucas Oil, I believe. Lucas Oil livery there. And on that note, we do have a driver's showcase for Lucas Puntarelli. So let's bring that up real quickly. So why the number 85 car? 85's been a number that he used for almost everything since he was a kid. Which is kind of cool, having a number since you were a little kid. I wish I had a number that I had since I was a kid. I never really had a number, but it's also really cool to have, just to see kind of the ideas and like why drivers pick a certain number. What does he do for a living? He works at a vehicle auction, so he gets to work with a lot of unique and cool road cars. He's also going to school and studying mechanical engineering. Ooh, we got a mechie here. Sorry. I have a lot of respect for engineers. It's tough going to school for engineering, and lots of kudos to them for that. His proudest iRacing moment was winning the 2024 iRacing 500 on his first attempt. It's also his first special event as well. His all-time favorite driver is Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Joseph Newgarden, and I'm going to butcher this name. I'm sorry. Pato O'Ward. His favorite racing series to watch, he doesn't really have one, but he's really liking the 100 Days of Indy, so maybe we'll get him into watching some more Indy racing. His favorite track is Daytona International Speedway, and his dream car is a first-gen Honda Acura NSX. Those cars look real nice, so I can understand why, I can understand his dream car and liking that. I gotta say, I do like the first generation NSX. They do look really cool. So, not that I'm gonna be like, oh, that's a horrible dream car, because there's no such thing as a horrible dream car. Unless you don't have one, then that's horrible. So, better have one. Anyways, back to the race. Ian Miller is back with the grid. He is on the lead lap still. He will have the freshest tires and fuel. Actually, I take that back. Eric Mattingly in the number 23 car also went in to the pits. So is Brian McKinney. Only Lucas Puntarelli and Erik Richardson stayed out. So they are running on lap 33 of their tires and fuel, while everyone else has fresh tires and fresh fuel. We'll see if that plays a big factor in how Lucas and Eric race tonight, as we do have 117 laps left as we turn into turn 3 and enter into the restart zone. There's the restart zone, and Lucas is off. Green flag is waving. There goes Lucas. There goes Eric. Mark Fish in third, and Brian McKinney in fourth. We'll have to keep an eye out for Ian Miller, who's currently in 6th place. He was leading most of the race up until the incident on lap 29. There was really nothing he could do with that incident. I'm sure he tried to get away, but there was just not enough room. So we'll keep an eye out for the closest race. We got a 4-pack here. That's always Eric, not Eric. Yeah, Eric Mattingly into the wall, making some contact, and the caution is back out on lap 35. It looks like Eric Mattingly got into DJ Fluck. Let's do a quick replay here. We'll go into the chase view here. There's 4 drivers, not much room there, not a lot of room for error. DJ's on the outside. Oh, it looked like a little bit of net code potentially there. Um, we'll keep an eye out for DJ Fluck and see. It looks like he needs to go in for a quick repair too. He may have the meatball flag. Looks like he is going into the pits. Eric Mattingly is able to limp his car back into the pits as well, which is good news. And we will go back to... Oh, looks like we got... we will have a lead change as Mark Fish, Brian McKinney, and Ian Miller have all stayed out, as Lucas Puntarelli and Erik Richardson have gone into the pits to get fresh tires and fuel. So now, because we have another caution, it's going to be a more interesting, I don't know what the best way to put it is, but more interesting restart and race strategy. As I said earlier, the fuel strategy will be interesting to keep an eye out for. Oh, as Mark Fish has gone into the pits. He is currently on lap 6 of his tires and fuel. So it'll be interesting. I'll be curious to hear, what his strategy is and how come he went into the pits after just 6 laps. Maybe he's trying to go for a long one just in case there is a long lap going. I am not sure. But as of right now, Brian McKinney is currently in the lead with Ian Miller in second, Lucas Puntarelli in third, and Erik Richardson in fourth. Mark Fish is currently in the pits. So that is a to be determined. Oh, actually, looks like Mark Fish, Greg Hammond are both also in the pits. So Mark Fish will come out in 5th place, and Greg Hammond will come out of the pits in 6th. Eric Mattingly is getting getting his repairs in right now. He's currently sitting in 7th, and DJ Fluck is currently sitting in 8th place. DJ Fluck probably used up his fast repair last incident. Oh, there he is.
Oh, wow. I want to talk about a jinxed evening. Hello, world.
DJ Fluck in the broadcast booth. How are you doing?
Not good. Not good. I got pinched. Same spot both times. That's coming out of turn 2 onto the backstretch is a tough area to pass, and it's very easy to slide there. And I'm going back and watching the replay.
And there were four of you there?
I'm watching it for the first time now.
I think there was like four or five of you, just all bunched up there, and he didn't really have much of a escape route, I guess would be the best good way to put it.
We went 3 wide and not enough room.
No.
Hey, we got some Crash of the Week candidates though, at least.
Yes, we do. We have 3 of them so far. As we go into turn 3 and go into the restart zone. So how was the racetrack since we actually get some
fast.
Oh, good.
It's very fast. I kind of shocked myself. Let's see here. Got my camera on the live. So Brian is
leading us off from the caution. Miller's back in second. Looks like Puntarelli tried to take dogleg. Oh, and he's in the pits.
He got a penalty for entering pit road when it was closed, but I thought it was a drop to the line penalty.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, he's in the pits right now, so we'll see where he comes out. Looks like he may be a lap down, potentially. Oh, and Erik has crashed, and he's also at the entryway of the pits. Let's do a quick replay and see what happened here. Let's see. Past the dog leg, going into turn 1.
Pit and he locked up. Yep. He was trying to pit and he locked up.
Oh no!
Double bopped the wall there.
Ouch.
tough evening for a lot of drivers here. This might be a small field to end the day.
Yeah, potentially. Mark Fish
not even-
is. Oh no,
We're not
Ian
even
Miller
a
is back
third
in
of
the
way
lead.
through.
Yeah. How hot was the track tonight? Did that affect anything?
Not too terribly bad. You know, the track temp was 78 degrees, or it's currently 78 degrees. You know, it's just there's not a lot of good places to pass here, and it's, you know, you got to force people into mistakes to pass, and we've seen it multiple times tonight. You try to force 3 wide into some of these places, it's not going to end well for you, more than likely. And
Yeah. Looks like a chaotic race, and I think Erik's notes. His first bullet point was chaotic could prove to be the word tonight, and I think
Yeah.
that stands to be very true. And it's only lap 47 of 150. We're not a third of the way yet. I mean, but all the green flag racing's been really good racing so far. So I would say, you know, even though it's chaotic, I'd say it's been looking pretty good. Ian Miller is back in the lead with a big lead of 4.3 seconds. Greg Hammond is in second, being chased right behind by Mark Fish and Brian McKinney. There's about a second separating the 3 drivers here. And it's a short track.
Ian's putting down 19 flat.
Holy smokes.
And yeah, I mean, he said if he could qualify at 19 flat, he'd be happy with it, and he's doing 19 flat in the race. So it's like, okay. You know.
But yeah, it's a mile-long track with four corners and an interesting layout.
You got the dog leg.
Yeah.
NASCAR complains it's notoriously hard to pass here as well. A lot of complaints from the NASCAR fans and even the drivers themselves. You know, they've had to, you know, they've tried to change up the package. You know, they made other changes, and the drivers are coming out of there in the spring. Like, I don't really notice much of a difference, and you know, a lot of calls to move the NASCAR championship away from Phoenix, which, you know, I get, but it's a shame because it's a wonderful facility and they do everything, fortunately, except for the product on track, which is, you know, the most important part. But as far as the fan experience to parking and, you know, everything in between, they do it exceptionally well. And it's nice. They added a couple of years ago. They just paved this road right down the middle of the parking, and it's free. And they run this, you know, they have a big pickup truck with these tram cars attached to it, and you just go up to your stop and jump on the tram, and it drives you right up to the gate. And it's a great race day experience. You know, you go under the track, go into the garage area. It's a great place, you know, from a race day experience standpoint. I just hope they get the on-track issues figured out with the car, and you know, if they could find a way to make IndyCar viable on this track, which it seems doubtful, then, you know, maybe one day we'll see IndyCar back here again, because they were there for so many years.
Yeah. And you live right down the street from this track.
I live about an hour from the track. Yeah.
Okay. It's not too bad compared to, I don't know, like 30 plus hours for me. But yeah, hopefully they'll be able to figure out something to make it a more enjoyable experience for the fans, for the, at least the race product. But I mean, I guess we can kind of see the result of having hard places to pass here, because we're seeing Ian Miller running away with the race with a 3.2 second lead. And I'm gonna guess that lap traffic is gonna play a big factor for his race tonight.
I mean, it caught him in with his first incident. And,
Yeah, lap 29.
So I mean, he's got to be careful. He doesn't have his fast repair anymore. That
No.
one mistake and that lead is gone.
Yeah. Because I believe Greg Hammond has his fast repair. Mark Fish does. I don't think Brian McKinney does anymore either. Lucas still does. Erik, I don't think does anymore after that
Erik
incident.
does not. You would have just used it.
Yeah. And it looks like Mattingly doesn't have a fast repair anymore either.
Yeah, I think he used it when we had our incident.
Oh yes, that's right.
I don't think Brian's used his fast repair. I'm looking through his history here. I'm not sure if he's even hit yet.
He has. He's currently
He
on
did
lap
hit.
29 on his current stint.
Okay.
And it looks like actually Ian Miller is the furthest on his stint right now. He has 31 laps on his current set of tires and fuel. The next closest person will be Brian McKinney with 30 laps on his tires and fuel. And then we have Greg Hammond and Mark Fish with 24 laps. And then it would be Lucas Pintorelli with 18 and Erik Richardson with 16. They're both 3 laps down, sitting in 5th and 6th place. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess they will be competing for a dog leg. I mean, not a dog leg, a lucky dog.
Lucky dog.
Man, that's so many dogs. But going into tonight's race, what was kind of like your race plan, I guess, if you had one?
Well, my strategy was to avoid putting myself in a situation where you get pinched against the wall, and sure enough, it happened to me twice in the first 30 laps.
How long is your repair time looking to be?
Oh, it's done. It said we're done. You can't be repaired.
Oh.
So I am officially out of the race.
Oh, okay. It looks like we have Derek Booker in the broadcast booth. Hey, Derek. Do you have a copy? Hey, welcome to the broadcast booth. How's it going tonight?
Try to break the record for most drivers ending up in the broadcast booth before the end of the race. we might break that record tonight.
Yeah, that's okay.
I saw the door open, and yeah, the door was open, and I said, "Hey, I'll crash the party."
Yeah, might as well. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Happy to have everyone here. It's also good to have the viewers here too.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm a big fan.
the more the merrier,
Right
you
now,
know.
Right now, I'm just a fan.
Hey, that's my perspective every night, and I enjoy it. It's
I can kind of feel DJ glaring at me from across the imaginary virtual booth.
No, we're good. Don't worry about it. It's like it happens.
it's a chaotic racetrack too, so it was I don't know if I should say it was bound to happen, but it was bound to happen. As soon as I said that tonight's word is chaotic, I think I jinxed the race. So
Just like the Pee Wee's Playhouse, every time we say chaotic, we gotta scream real loud. Are you guys even old enough to know what Pee Wee's Playhouse is?
nope.
Oh, I just felt a gray hair fall out of my hair.
Oh.
I might have, but I'm also 30, so I don't know if that means anything.
Oh, currently on lap 71. We're approaching the halfway mark here, about 4 more laps. Looking at Ian, who's leading by 3.8 seconds. Second place is Greg Hammond. Third place, Mark Fish. There's a gap about 2.7 seconds between second and third. Brian McKinney sitting in fourth in the number 8 car. Sitting about 4.6 seconds behind third place. And then we got Lucas Pintorelli and Erik Richardson. They're sitting about 2 laps down as they slowly try to unlap themselves and get back to the lead lap.
Be tough to get 3 back.
It will be, but hey, chaos is the word, and being 3 back, you just never know.
Yeah, who knows? You might get 3 lucky dog legs.
Yeah.
Lucky dog legs. That's the term of the evening.
Oh, it's looks like Lucas was able to go around.
Yeah, you're watching Lucas right now. He
Got around Mark Fish there.
he got around Mark, and he was very, very close to the wall coming out of turn 4.
Oh yeah, looked like there was a potential chaos situation waiting to happen there. Luckily, no chaos. So.
So coming up next week, we've got ourselves Long Beach.
Yes, we do. Let me pull up the schedule right here. Yeah, next week will be Long Beach, 50 laps of road course action.
I actually have, in real life, when I went to California, I found myself in Long Beach for something, I don't know why, but I was in Long Beach, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna drive this, the street course for as much as I could. Some of it's on the private parking lot, like the last kind of chunk of it.
Trespass.
And, yeah, and then going around the fountain, you have to go the other way, otherwise you're gonna be driving on the wrong side of the road. And but it's very interesting. I mean, this was in June, so it had been 3 months, and you still see all the rubber on the on the surface from the race. The
Oh,
racing
wow.
from the weekend. 3 months later, it's very clear that there was a race on these grounds.
Not just from IndyCar. You also had IMSA.
Yep, we had the IMSA racing, and a lot of fun. I hope to check that one out someday. That's called the Indy 500 of the West.
Yeah, I know Long Beach is one of the crown jewels of IndyCar racing. I know there's Long Beach, Indy, and Milwaukee, I want to say.
It was an interesting return to Milwaukee. I thought it was pretty good last weekend. Eric and I discussed that pretty extensively on Garage Talk last week, and I don't mind that being on the schedule. I think it ended up a lot better. We did a race here. What was it?
Sometime last season.
Yeah, last fall, and I mean, granted, we're all amateurs. That the pros. I mean, the pros even had a little bit of problems out there.
Well, when you throw 200 pounds of extra weight into the rear end of the car, it does add some problems. I mean, just ask Ed Carpenter. He said that was the most expensive 200 pounds he ever added to a car.
Oh man, can't imagine.
We've heard some rumors too. IndyCar. I think they published their schedule for next year, and I don't think there's any changes from this year. But there have been rumors that they're going to do testing at both Richmond and Phoenix, and we know Kyle Larson, did his testing at Phoenix back in, I don't know, when was that? February maybe?
February or March. It was obviously for Indy.
Yeah. There was a video of that. I don't know if I think it didn't look like any official account that I saw, but I found a video of his test run. And
I know he said he almost lost it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, there were some sketchy moments even in the clips where especially coming into turn 3 and 4, and a couple times he looked like he was going to lose it.
Well, we all know what NASCAR is getting that IndyCar isn't going to be getting. Thanks, Mark Miles. NASCAR is going to be going to Mexico next year.
Mexico City, yeah, that'll be exciting.
Sorry, IndyCar, apparently we're not famous enough. I guess. According to Mark Miles, I don't understand his logic behind that.
Yeah, well, that's...
I'm like, Mark, get out of the 90s, dude.
That'd be interesting. Mexico City. I wonder if iRacing will have will go in and scan the track
Probably,
and
probably have to throw the FIA a bunch of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of the reasons. If it's not in iRace, if it's a big name facility and it's not in iRacing yet, more than likely it's because the track or some promoter demanded a large chunk of money to be able to do that. That's the rumor why Portland hasn't been scanned yet. Is the track owners went a lot more than
All of
we'll
the
say
money.
well, yeah, a lot more than the going rate to scan the track. So they just said, whatever.
that's a bummer. That's unfortunate.
Or I can't wrap my head around Mark Miles' logic with not wanting to go to Mexico, or like, what was it, 2013? IndyCar went to Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Yeah, and they've done well. They went after the reunification. They went to Australia, and that I'm sure was a pretty penny to transport all that.
Holy smokes, Australia! That's a lot of money. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going across the Pacific, I mean, that makes sense.
It's a long trip. I mean, you look at Formula One. I mean, that's their model. It's that's. But yeah, IndyCar, and early on after the split in the '90s, CART did a lot of international races, and they were like the FedEx, the CART FedEx series or the FedEx CART Championship or whatever it was called, and FedEx was kind of helping pick up the cost to transport equipment overseas, and it sounded like that was kind of their contribution. They weren't giving money for their name; they were just providing logistics services, which logistics aren't cheap, but it's we all know what happened to CART. It went bankrupt, then it became Champ Car, and then it went bankrupt again, and now we have the reunification. And
Gotta love the history of IndyCar.
Oh, it looks like
Yeah.
Ian Miller and Brian McKinney are going into the pits. They are both on lap. Sorry, Ian Miller is on lap 66 of his tires, and Brian McKinney is on lap 64.
yeah, he must be on fumes then.
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
he was saving.
And Greg Hammond has taken the lead, but he is currently on lap 59 of his stint. So we'll probably see him and Mark Fish, who's also on lap 59, go into the pits very shortly. But we do have a lead change.
Without any fuel saving, we were seeing around 58, 59, maybe 60 if you're lucky on a run.
Oh wow, okay, that's a. Well, I guess we'll.
Honestly, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Honestly, I wouldn't know about fuel economy here. Pretty much I spent all practice literally hyper fixated on how on God's green earth Ian was hitting 19 flat lap times.
I mean, I was coming close, but I was getting water temperature warnings popping up here and there, and then I had to back it off a bit. And looking at it,
And we got a
Ian
new
was
race
kinda doing
leader.
the same thing. He'd have he'd have the fast lap, and then he'd have to ease it off, and then he'd punch it again. So it's be interesting to hear how many times he got the water temperature warning.
Yeah, I don't think we've had an engine issue on Indy Racing World Series yet. So I was kind of.
I don't believe we have.
So I think this is the first track where that's actually became like a point of concern for the drivers. So something I was keeping an eye out for, but
I think it was kind of a concern at Michigan, but it's like once you got out of the draft and that clean air went into the intake, it wasn't a big issue.
And here goes Mark Fish into the pits.
Derek, do you remember the last time we were out here? We had water temperature issues too, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think so. I cannot for the life of me remember. I think so. I'm trying to turn back time and figure
Yeah.
it out.
Making me use my brain at this point in the day. That's a hefty ask.
Please excuse that 80s song reference. I cannot for the life of me remember who the singer was. Oh yeah, I have to look that up.
The song "If You Can Turn Back Time."
Yes.
Oh, I want to say it's Cindy.
No.
No, it's
no,
not.
No, no.
Cher.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
And now that song stuck in my head.
I was like, was that an 80s song? But yeah, 1989. I couldn't remember. I knew it was. If it was, it would have been 89.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, we're on lap 105. Ian Miller has taken the lead again. And looks like...
Oh, and be sure tomorrow to tune in same time for Wednesday Night Dash. We are headed to Circuit of the Americas, and oh boy,
That'll be fun.
they made some changes to the Xfinity car in the updates last week, and yeah, a lot of the drivers in practice were complaining that they felt like they were trying to drive a tank, which
Oh, that's not good.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were seeing, some of the top performers. We were seeing times in the, I don't know, 221, maybe 222 range. Kind of the middle, the next tier we're in kind of the 225, 226, maybe 227 area. So, the big thing to watch for tomorrow is green flag, turn 1. You're going up the hill. You got that hard left, and everybody gonna make their braking point and stop. I'm terrified just thinking about it.
Now with these lap times, are they with or without track limits?
With track limits. I
'Cause
mean, I'm
I've-
sure there was the occasional off track, but
Here, honestly, I think, I mean, obviously this is just my personal opinion, but I think Coda's track limits, especially in iRacing, are quite ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, they've got essentially the Formula One track limits in place, but then you watch NASCAR go, and they're like, especially on that last turn, they're way off the track.
I mean, even IndyCar was way off track in 2019 when they went. I mean, it's like you pay for all the track, use it. If you don't want them going that far off track, why'd you put concrete runoff?
What's track limits?
Oh, I think it's, with the line, I want to say it's more than half the car. Oh, Ian just brushed the wall coming out of 2. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, it looks like
I hear, uh-oh.
Eric brushed the wall too, right in front of Ian.
Yeah, I heard a squeaking, but I don't think that was, I think that may have been Eric's car.
I think so. Yeah, Eric's back into the pits, it looks like.
Seeing any damage on Ian's car.
I don't see any either, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I think he just brushed his wheel on the wall.
Probably wanting to leave his Phoenix stripes. Wait a minute, wrong track. This ain't Darlington. I think it'd be borderline suicide to race IndyCar at Darlington.
Oh, that'd be
But
interesting.
yet iRacing has.
I've
Yeah.
made that mistake once.
No, you've been in that? Oh, I that makes me cringe thinking about it. We are going to break the record for most drivers in the booth.
Oh, look at that. We got Erik Richardson in the booth. Welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey, how's it going?
Eric, I don't think this was a good idea to schedule this track.
No, it's For me, it's just been dumb mistakes.
Well, Eric, now that it's a party, did you bring the virtual beer?
Need the real beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Eric, your
You guys bring
notes, your notes were right about chaos.
I don't think this is going to go down in our top 10 all-time races.
It'll go down in our top 10 broadcast booth moments, though.
I mean, we got to provide some kind of entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
It
the
brings
equivalent
something positive.
It's got a, you know, it's the equivalent of a baseball game and a blowout. It becomes the announcer show after that.
Now we got about 30 laps left of the race. We're on lap 119 of 150. Ian Miller still in the lead with a 7.6 second lead. And then we got Greg
the lap mark.
Hammond in second. Mark Fish in third, who's sitting about 11 seconds behind of Greg. So Mark is about to get lapped by Ian, it looks like.
Yep.
And then we got Brian McKinney, who's out there, 2 laps down. And then Lucas Puntarelli in fifth, who's currently sitting 6.5 seconds down. So we'll keep an eye out on Ian Miller as he goes to go around Mark Fish. Got to do the driver broadcast or driver showcase today. We did Lucas Puntarelli. He was our guy for the driver showcase, and he had some interesting information on there. I'll pull it up again. It's kind of cool.
Did Lucas get a stop penalty? Are we getting?
I heard there was a pit crew party.
Hey!
The broadcast booth is now officially larger than the driver chat.
Yeah, it was a bad decision. I thought it was a end of line penalty, but it was a 28-second hold.
Oh,
bummer.
that hosed him. Oh.
So the top two, we both goofed, and as I saw him, I'm like, well, we're pitting, so I followed and didn't even think about it. And then I would try to do the extra lap to kind of overcut, and just got a little hot in pit road and locked it up.
Yeah, we did see that. That was unfortunate.
Anyways, welcome to the booth, Eric Mattingly.
We got 2 Erics.
Yes.
Yeah, we got 2 Erics now. We got a grand total
Well,
of...
yes, we got 2 Erics, a Derek, and a DJ.
Which, by the way, Eric, Mattingly, it's a BYOB in here.
Oh, yeah.
We just now established that rule.
It works for me.
Yeah, you know, I figured I would run here, even though I'm laps down, but we'll get to a spot that I know I can't move, and then we'll park it.
I feel like this is like the running joke where, you know, you look at those pregame shows for, you know, name the sport, and the desk just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's like, oh, we gotta have this former coach, oh, we gotta have this former player. Next thing you know, there's like 10 people sitting at the desk, and it's just like, we've reached that moment here too.
Hey, the more the merrier. I'm going to stick with that.
It's a tough track for small mistakes.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm willing to bet the top 3 on track is probably looking around like, where is everybody?
I mean, we still have 5 on track with Brian and
Yeah,
Lucas.
there's 6.
I mean, technically, there's 8 on track.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my pit
So-
stall still, technically.
I'm on my way to turn 3 right now.
I got the too much damage, we're done.
Yep.
Ah, well. And Erik Richardson, we were talking about Coda tomorrow night, and I don't think that's going to go much better for me, at least.
Well, tomorrow night's race will be determined tomorrow night. Right here at Stadium Scene TV at 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Green flag waves.
And chaos in turn 1.
That'll be kind of fun to watch.
Well, if there's gonna be chaos, you need to get Butters off the track.
It's chaos. Yes, it's chaos week apparently.
That's your chaos.
Hey, you know what? At least it's all condensed into 1 week. Might as well have some fun in a week instead of spreading
then we're
it
gonna go
out.
to Long Beach next week, and I don't know if you guys played with that new tire on Long Beach yet. Oh boy.
Oh, did iRacing put in
They-
the Waioli?
They put
For
the
Long
green
Beach?
tire in. I don't know what it's called, but it's the green tire now. They don't have the red alternate anymore for Long Beach.
Thought they were testing it. I didn't know they actually put it in.
Yeah, they put it in. They put it in. It's the IndyCar street tire, but Long Beach is the only street circuit, so that's the only place it shows up.
Might be interesting.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, there he goes. He just blinked.
Was that Ian?
Yeah, Ian blinked and he went missing for about 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, we were
Is that
following
at,
him live, and we saw that happen.
Oh yeah, I'm a little behind.
We are live in the cockpit right now with Ian Miller, so going around the track.
Ian had the issue at Twin Ring, if I remember correctly.
I think
He got
so.
dropped. Yeah, he got dropped from the session.
Yeah. And when he came back in, he went straight into the wall or something. If I remember correctly. Caused the caution to come out when he came back on. But- Well, looking at lap 138, about 12 more laps left of this chaotic race. Any any closing thoughts or opinions about this racetrack to the 3 drivers left in the broadcast booth?
I'm done. Eric, the next time you suggest this on the schedule, I'm gonna be like, nope.
I think Iowa would be a better option.
Oh no, we don't want to do
And I suck
that.
at Iowa.
I mean,
Then
if
again,
we
I
really
suck.
want to make it fun, let's just go to the Coliseum.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun. And tiny.
iRacing Super Speedway, anyone?
Yeah, the iRacing Super Speedway got put onto the official iRacing schedule this season.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
RIP safety rating, I guess.
Yep.
Suzuka's on the IndyCar calendar.
I did a AI race at iRacing Super Speedway with the Indy car a few years ago, and I put like 35 cars out there, 40 cars out there, and like 20 of us ended up in a wreck in like the first turn. Like, oh.
Yikes.
Oh wait, Erik Richardson's back out on track.
Yeah,
That's
he's-
what he was saying earlier.
I thought he said he was parking it.
He did, but then he
Changed his mind,
he's like,
apparently.
"There's actually 6 people out there." He was going into turn 3.
And he ditched our
Did we miss
broadcast
that?
booth and went back into
Yeah, so
the
he ditched us, but you know, it's Erik.
So I guess we might not be seeing Phoenix for a little bit, for a couple seasons potentially. And then we'll put it back in there, not remembering why we didn't put it in there.
We're gonna forget about it. Yeah, we'll forget about it next fall. I'm like, hey, let's put Phoenix back in.
And we'll be right back to where we started.
Coming to the green flag, all like, wait a minute. Wasn't there a reason we took this off the schedule?
We'll have a deja vu moment.
I've been in this place before.
In other words, spicy PTSD.
As Ian passes my season ticket spot.
Very nice.
got my tickets yesterday for the November race.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, we've been going to the Xfinity races because the kids tickets are free, which is awesome. But we decided, or well, more me decided in the spring we're gonna do the Cup race for the first time. So kids are old enough; they should experience a Cup crowd.
3 more laps to go. Actually, about 2 now. There we go. 2 laps to go. Get the white flag.
Marty Reed moment, forgetting what lap you're on.
Oh, well, it's weird because like I look at the screen and I look over and it's like, oh, and it's only what 19 seconds a lap. Now we got the white flag. Final
Well,
lap.
for some of us.
All right, well, I'll let you call this real quick, and then I'll say my final thought.
All right, sounds good. And Ian turns into turn 4 and the checkered flag. And Ian Miller is our race winner tonight here at the Phoenix 150. Second place, we got Greg Hammond as he crosses the checkered line. Oh, he already crossed it looks like. And Mark Fish in third. And Brian McKinney in fourth. Lucas Puntarelli in fifth. Erik Richardson in sixth. Eric Mattingly in seventh. DJ Fluck in eighth. And Derek Booker in ninth.
Oh, I hope you caught that on the broadcast.
I missed it. What happened?
Ian was going to do donuts and celebrate, not realizing that a couple of the cars were still coming by, and they had to cut down into the dog leg to avoid them.
All right, I'm doing the replay.
Did
a whole minute of a replay. Let's see here.
On that note, thank you for having me in on my rough evening. So I'm gonna bolt out of here so you can do your post-race interviews. So.
Oh my gosh, I just saw it.
All right, take care. We'll see everybody tomorrow night for Wednesday Night Dash at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
I'll take a look at the official results as we have the top 3 drivers pop in here. And we have Mark Fish in the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Mark. Congratulations on your third place finish tonight.
Thank you.
How did it feel? I know it was kind of a chaotic race to start us off tonight, and then rest of the night was pretty I don't know if smooth is the right word to put it, but green flag conditions all the way through.
Yeah, I wish there were more people at the end racing on the lead lap. It would have been a little more fun there at the end, but I had a difficult time in 3 and 4 all night. I just could not figure it out. I'm used to running a stock car here, and the line is completely different.
Oh, interesting. What was your race strategy going into tonight's race?
I guess saving fuel. I wanted to do it on 2 stops, and I definitely saved enough, but I think I saved too much, and I fell too far back.
Ah, I see. Well, congratulations on your third place finish. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom. She made it possible for me to purchase my rig. She sponsored a lot of my rig, and she bought me a lot of the parts here, and she's the best mom around, and I'd like to thank her tonight.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Mom.
Shout out to all the moms out there, and shout out to your mom too, Mark. Congratulations on your third place finish, and we hope to see you next week at Long Beach. Hope you're excited and ready for that.
I think it'll be a good race. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Have a good night. Greg Hammond, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations on your second place finish. How did the race feel to you? Greg, you got a copy?
Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
No, so I was saying, like, the race started off really rocky when I almost ran into the guy in front of me on the pace lap before the checkered flag flew, and I slammed on the brakes and slammed into the wall and had to go in and get a new car before the race started.
Oh, geez. Hey, but only to go up from there and finish in second place tonight.
Yeah, it ended up working out pretty good. I went 2 laps down, got a couple of lucky dogs, missed a couple of things, and then just kind of just drove. Ian did a really good job of managing the distance between him and I that whole last run. So hats off to him. He was definitely the last of the field tonight.
Yeah, he was quick, but you were also really quick too. Second place. What was your race strategy going into tonight's race?
Initially, it was to qualify much better than last, and just kind of like Mark, save fuel because I didn't know how far we were going to get, how that was going to work out. So I saved fuel for a little bit and then said heck with it and just went for it.
And it looked like it paid off.
Yeah, it did.
Anyone that you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Thank this league. I wish I got to thank my teammate Mark. He just told me I have to thank him too. Last night we were on the broadcast. He goes, "I want to thank Greg," and his button clicked out, so we didn't actually get to say all the rest of the crap he wanted to say at the last interview last time. So, yeah, thanks to Mark. Thanks to everybody in the league. It's a fun league to be in. I really enjoy doing the open wheels here because I get we do so much stock car. It's fun to do something different.
That's good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the league and happy that you're having a good time racing. And congratulations on your second place finish. And I hope you're ready for Long Beach. How do you feel about Long Beach next week?
I've ran it a couple times, so I'll do some practice laps in it and hope for the best. How's that?
Hey, that works. I feel like that's some of the chaotic races in our road courses are kind of like that. So congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you next week at Long Beach.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks. And Ian, congratulations on your first place finish. How did it feel?
Yeah. Felt good to finally pull the oval win that has so been eluding me this week or this season.
Yeah.
To have a whole bunch of mishaps come up in the first half of the season is frustrating, and to have a mishap with someone that's in this broadcast booth early on, and then thankfully came in.
Yeah, I still don't know what happened there. I'm still trying to figure that out. But then again, I spent all of practice trying to figure out how you were so fast.
But
I got my pen and paper ready, so
yeah,
ready to write that down.
yeah. Front at 3, rear at 2, and I was like at varying between -1 and +2 weight jacker, and just I was sitting at like 6 or 7 on the fuel map for most of the race, and so I just kind of saved fuel and managed a gap, and thankfully a couple penalties ahead of me happened to kind of land in my favor.
Yeah. How much practice did you put into tonight's race? Because you were leading it by a pretty big margin and were consistently holding like 19s all the way through the race.
Really, I didn't know I was holding that pace. I mean, I didn't run horribly much, like maybe a couple of 15, 20 lap stints. Never even really ran a whole fuel stint. When we were running this in Wednesday Night Dash, this was a track that always treated me well. For some reason, I don't love driving this track.
I don't blame you.
It feels awkward, but I'm really fast here. So
I guess you need more tracks that feel a little awkward for you then.
Yeah, like Long Beach tomorrow or next week.
Yeah, next week will be Long Beach. Hope you're ready for that. So I guess another question I would have is, did you try to fuel save near the end since you saw that big gap behind you?
I mean, after my incident with Derek, aside from the restarts, I was sitting at fuel map, 5 to 7 the entire time. Actually, so I ended with 2 laps of fuel left or so. I just fuel saved and kept like that. And it seemed like that really paid off in the pit stop because I pulled 3 or 4 seconds on Greg in the pits.
Yeah. Okay. And anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my lovely fiance for letting me spend so many of my evenings doing this, and thank the league and thank my job for paying me just enough that I can make irresponsible financial decisions.
Hey, we all love a little bit of irresponsible financial decisions.
Yeah.
It's what
Hey,
makes.
Ian. Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead.
Go on
Oh
ahead.
yeah, good.
Uh, here regarding how brought up how Phoenix seems to pretty much always play out for you. I've I've noticed that it seems like everybody has that one track that seems to gravitate to them. So
Yeah,
don't feel bad for that.
yeah. Phoenix is certainly that for me.
Oh, it's a interesting track to be gravitating towards, I guess.
I got mine at the end of the season.
Oh.
Yeah, I just love DJ so much, so I just got really, really good at the things that are close to him.
That makes sense. Oh. Are you ready for Long Beach next week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a road course racer by trade, so I feel relatively good. Long Beach has always been another one of those awkward tracks, so getting used to driving it in a Indy car as opposed to like a GTP, pretty different.
Oh
But
yeah. That'll be some different racing lines for you to kind of get used to then.
I mean, I think it's just mostly the turn in on this because I'm normally running the 963, which has a tendency to lock up the fronts under at low speed. So
Oh.
the IndyCar doesn't really have much of that problem, and so I should be able to play around with brake bias and stuff like that, and hopefully get a pretty good result out of it.
Sounds good. Well, we will see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, and because DJ isn't here, tune into Wednesday Night Dash tomorrow. And we'll be fielding two different teams for the 6 hours of Indy. I don't know if that's going to be live streamed here or on the drivers' channels or both. But yeah, Friday night, me, Hunter will be fielding a car, and Erik Richardson and Lucas will be fielding a second car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll have two of us running the Indianapolis 6 hour, and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Oh, that'll be exciting. I'll have to ask DJ if that's going to be live streamed or not. But well, good luck.
If you guys are live streaming it, you have a viewer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fair
I'll be viewing it too, because I unfortunately don't have time to broadcast that one. But good luck tomorrow at Dakota for the Texas Grand Prix on Wednesday Night Dash, and good luck on Friday for your 6 hour race stint. And we will see you next week at Long Beach.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to race number 6 of the Indy Racing World Series. My name is Takato Timmerman. It was a pleasure to have you all here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all next week right here on Same Scene TV for race number 7 at Long Beach. We got 50 laps of some fun road course ahead. So, and also, as Ian Miller said, tune in tomorrow night for our Wednesday Night Dash Texas Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. There will be 15 laps of, according to both DJ and Ian, a little bit of chaos. So tune in for that tomorrow night, 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much. Take care and have a great night.